you can realize that it's different, but very rich of several limitations, very complex structure, musical structure. Sometimes, often, the parts move at the same time with the same speed. I think it's a very Neapolitan taste of something extremely dense and to look for complicated things. I think it's very Spanish and Neapolitan. It's a kind of mentality of taste in art and also in the music. You have to remember that these years the Prince Carlo Gesualdo da Venosa was in Naples, or in the kingdom of Naples, composing his famous chromatic madrigals. So music really very pushed to the limits of the time, as dissonance, as even musical density, I would say. Very, very, very dense music, rich and pushed everything, everywhere to the limit. In the last section, there is I kind of think of toccata. I think you could be more free, sometimes not keep really the tempo straight on, but to suspend a little bit the bar. Otherwise, it's really complicated to play, sometimes not possible even, but I think even a more free approach gives more to the music, gives more sense to the lines, instead of going ahead faster and faster. Do we have questions? It doesn't look from your playing, was very sure. Perhaps here was too, I think I felt too fast and a little worried. It looks that you walk fast.
It's hard because I have to remember the short octave, and the hand position is difficult. But maybe
yes,
it's just the
in fact, your playing was worried. Perhaps you should take it with a bit more calm pulse. And I liked very much the way you played this. Is in the first page, the section starting from bar 15. This. So she played it, and then again from the left hand. Sometimes you have to invent a very strange fingerings for keeping one note with the thumb and then play a scale with the other fingers. For me, it recalls quite a lot Francisco Correa de Arauso, because his music is always also very, very rich, and in fact put your hands really to the limit of the possibilities. Keep one long note with the thumb, or change even, and with the same hand has to play 16th note. It's close.
I had one question about registration. Would you allow using a 4-foot for maybe the beginning, or is it strange to suddenly add an 8-foot pitch later on? Because
No.
I played the 4-foot flute here, I added the principal, but then I wasn't sure maybe where to change to 8-foot pitch.
Well, for the second section, I definitely would prefer to add a higher rank, because it's suddenly very brilliant. It has 16th note, suddenly, which in the first section there were not almost at all, like just here. So to add a principale, I don't think is the right moment, because the music becomes livelier. So if we add a heavier stop, it doesn't make very much sense.
I said it wrong. I meant the ottava.
No, wrong. I mean, it's strange because the music goes faster, and with the faster music, you need faster stops. How to say? It's my idea that perhaps to add a principale here is not so good, because the music goes faster. But it's possible. There are no rules written anywhere. In the Trabaci, at the end of the sections of his music, again pushes the music to the limit, to the exaggeration, and the music becomes more and more intricate. Like here, I play from in the second page 41. I play from the end of bar 34. Trabaci likes very much to put the passage note on the strong beat, so to have a dissonance on the strong beat. In most of his music, even the ricercari, where he tries to find the clashes, and this is very intriguing, I think. And especially when he enriches so much the texture at the end, I think it's a good idea to make a rallentando. Rallentando is not definitely a modern concept, I think, especially in Trabaci, because we have written clearly come dice, la battuta, allarga la battuta. He writes many times, especially in the versetti. He composes 100 verses for organ, and in many occasions he writes allarga la battuta, so make the measure broader, longer, anyway slower. The meaning is, so he liked to play rallentando in his music, and I think the meaning is that the music is becoming more and more complex toward the ends. So something. Even here you have. Good, thank you. We can listen to. Who is playing? You? Yes? No. Who is playing Trabaci again? Ah, you.
Sir, can I ask about pedal? Can you use
the pedals? Of course, in the organs we always had, almost always had pedals in Italy. So normally the final cadences is always welcome. The pedals generally were played for sustained notes, even in the toccatas, especially in the beginning when you have long harmonies or harmonies which are composed on one held note, like G. You have so something like this. Even when the bass is moving, but the harmony is keeping the same, ideally the same note, even if it's not written, I think to use a pedal, it's good to do, and I think you have to do. My suggestion when you play Italian music is not to forget the pedal board. This is a danger I saw in many cases when I give lessons to not Italian musicians, organists. They think the pedal board is useless because it's not written in the music. You don't really need the pedal board, but in almost every Italian organ they had the pedal boards. Either pull down of the first octave or even octave and a half, and sometimes on a contra octave, a very low texture of 16 foot. So, and then in later organs from the second half of 17th century, you have independent wooden pipes of 16 foot. So I think in the sound of the Italian organ, there is the 16 foot, or there is anyway the held notes from the pedal, and you have to use them because it's part of the sound. So don't forget completely the use of the pedal, because it's maybe easier than other countries. We don't have many independent stops like in the German organs. But if you see also in France, the pedal board was considered not so much as in Germany, just a few reeds, and the use of the pedal in France was to play the cantus firmus with the trumpet, trompette clairon, and even in England, the pedal board appeared very, very late. So it's a really extreme situation. But in every country, the pedal board had different use, different roles, I would say. For Italy is a harmonic basis for simple notes, long notes, no themes. I think so very hardly you can play a theme unless it's a long note theme, like perhaps in some ricercari by Frescobaldi, the ricercari from the Fiori Musicali. You have in the last section the theme with the longer notes, and when it appears in the pedal, it's also nice to double with the pedal. But normally is a harmonic sustaining role, but it shouldn't be forgotten.
What about registration? It's usually
Registration?
same sound like manual, or
Yes.
because sometimes it can be it sounds strange if we use 16 foot, for example, for cadence like here.
No, it's normal for Italian music. If you listen to Italian organs, in the cadence you will hear a 16 foot coming suddenly at the end of the piece. But this is the Italian use of the pedal board. So.
And what about reed stops?
We didn't have reed stops until the 18th century. Not for the reeds, independent reeds, I mean, in the pedal, but in the Italian Renaissance organs, especially in the second half of the 16th century, had more and more reed stops. Normally one for each organ, no more generally. It was either a short resonator reed called sordine, or a real trumpet with full-length resonators, and they were often used in Rome around the end of the 16th century. At the time of Frescobaldi, every important organ in Rome had a trombone stop. They were called a trombone, but they were at the keyboard and 8 foot, generally 8 foot pitched.
So when we play Frescobaldi,
we can, if you play on a North Italian organ, I think if you have a trumpet in appropriate places, of course, you can add to the piano, to the mixture, the trumpet in very loud toccatas. I like to do that, or you can play the trumpet in maybe some in the capricci sections. What a noise here. Okay, I would like to listen again to Tabaci. Who is playing Tabaci? You? Ricercare? But who played the canzonas? You and? Who? So don't be shy. I mean, you are here for playing, no? Settima cromatica. Oh, great. Yes, I think so. Yes. Please come and play. Canzone francese settima cromatica, fantastic piece. It's composed on a chromatic line as a theme. Ma principale solo is too serious for a canzone.
Okay.
At least principale ottava.
Yeah.
Pedal, pedal, pedal. D, low, low.
Sorry.
Good, thank you. It's a very, very intricate piece you've heard, very, very intricate. Sometimes he finds really very dissonant solutions of combining the theme and the counter subject, like here. Which on the main tone sounds very, very hard because F sharp is low to have a pure third with D, and B flat is very high to have a pure third again with D. But to get it wants to reach this peak of tension. Very good. It's very difficult, I think, but I suggest you to start to play with a faster tempo and the more fluid. Otherwise, it's very dry and it was like a little bit too static.
Okay, yes.
Because we have to follow the music through a long line. We have to appreciate the composition in his how to say in his whole path, no? And not to stay to look at every brick under our feet. Sorry, I exaggerate, but to give you an idea that it's dangerous to play without a longer view.
Yeah.
Would you like to try?
Okay. Yeah.
Much better, better, thank you. Another step you can do is, now it was faster and how to say, well, you have, sorry, my English sometimes, you went to the goal you wanted, no? But at the same time, there are other aspects. The chromatic theme is, of course, something tortuous, something it's very extraordinary. So maybe to play not just straight on, but to lean a little bit more on the first note. I think how the composition is written, you can permit yourself little rubatos, because the second theme, it starts with a pause. And it's 4 faster notes than the theme. So when the theme is held in the note, you have faster notes. And so you can permit to play with a little bit more of shape, to give a shape to the music, not a straight formula, but it's like try. First, tension in the chromaticisms, and then freedom, a little bit more freedom in the counter subject, and to put all them together. Good. Again, here there are 2 aspects. One is the typical canzona francese rhythm, that ritmo dattilico, tam pam pam pam. So if you want to joke with us, you can start in a lively style and then stop suddenly, because we don't expect a B flat after this. We expect maybe. Okay, now for me is a little bit pedantic because I meant just to underline the moldings of the music, the contour of the music. Try again, maybe. Very good. Pam pam pi. Da 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 dum dum dum. Pam pam pam. Da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. You see that in the music is not everything the same. There are climaxes, exaggerations. From the start, you have a presentation of the two different themes, and then combinations, one voice, the other, and later we have how to say? It's a kind of climax. Yes, when you have in the same voice. Twice the same idea, and another voice make parallel third, the same subjects, and again parallel thirds in the left hands, and at the end a dissonance. Again imitation, but with dissonance, and end, so the energy flows down again, and then. Try to play again, feeling this energy that the composer wanted to build up.
From the top?
From the beginning. So you present us the musical drama of Thierrache. Surprise. Now you play E flat is E natural.
Yes.
Here also, no, there are another place where you played. Very good. Thank you. Of course, there are places where really your hands are put to the limit. You have to maybe shorten some values, perhaps the top G.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard to keep to the end. And the triple time section also was too static.
Okay.
Dum 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 dum. Because the theme, you have to go to the end of the theme. You have to dum ba bum 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 ba ra 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 ram. If you play slower or without the idea of the length of the theme, we even cannot recognize the theme. Bass B, fa, 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 sol, treble, Gagliarda, it is in style of the Gagliarda. Okay, when I play this piece, I like to add a stop here at the start of the last section, just shortening the lower notes.
Right.
And I go ahead. I think the last chord of the piece, when you play the ritornello, could be the same, could replace the first chord of the triple section. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense that you close and then, because the other voice just play one note. It's the arrival of the former section, and it would, I think you understand.
Yeah.
And again, you can add again a stop the last time.
Okay.
Before the end. Okay, just a suggestion of. Very good. Very good. Very good. As often Trabaci does, before the may I sit down, please? Just before the final cadence, he puts the third of the dominant note of the fifth degree, which just later is altered as sharp to have. You hear the joke is to go against the cadence just before the cadence. Yeah. It's really tricky and really. So play this note. You didn't play it. I think at the end of the piece you can play in a toccata-like style to add faster figurations.
Yeah.
It's could be a good idea. Many canzona finishes with faster figurations, and since you play twice, the second time could be an idea to improvise faster figuration on the cadence. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We can. What time is it? So we have 15 minutes. We have 15 minutes. Is that true? A che ora finisce la lezione? Alla mezza? Vabbè, allora basta. I think we have an idea of Trabaci canzonas. It is really fantastic music. We will see each other tomorrow with Frescobaldi. Many of you prepared Frescobaldi, so we have a lot to listen. Okay, thank you. See you tomorrow.